Hi everyone, we're going to explain you our game House of Gods Chauka Bara today, okay? So Chauka Bara basically is the ancient version of Ludo which us Indians had made long back. Then later the revised version Ludo came and it got very popular. But here's our attempt to bring back our age-old game. Instead of playing with those red, blue, yellow meeples like you have in Ludo, you are going to play with the House of Gods, and that's why the name also. Now you'll see the houses here are House of Brahma, House of Mahesh, House of Ram and House of Vishnu. Each house has 3 family members. Let's say if you have Shiva's team, that Shiv, Parvati and Ganesh become your team members. Now also we have done this color coding so that you don't get confused while playing the game. You have, let's say if this is team red, you have a red here also and you have a red here also, okay? The whole aim of this game is that all the player of yours need to reach this moksha point. Now how do we start? Every team member here is going to start from their own start, okay? So let's say team Vishnu has to start from this block where Vishnu is written, okay? Now let's say if it is team Vishnu's turn, they are going to roll the cauries like this. And now depending on how many mouths are up, let's say there are 2 mouths are up, so which means 2. If 3 were up, 3. If all 4 were down, it means 8. If all 4s are up, it means a 4, which is Chauka. All 4 down is an 8, which means a Bara. So let's say team Vishnu decides to send this player first and it gets a, this has scored a 8. Okay, start, the player needs to, any player needs to get either an 8 or a 1, okay. So because this player here had got an 8, they can start the game now. How do you move in Chauka Bara? So the movement in Chauka Bara is like this, okay. So you first, on the outer perimeter, you go like this, okay. And just before this blessing, which is just before your start point, from there you start going inside. Now here you had gone anti-clockwise, but now the motion would be clockwise. So you go like this, 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 turn again, go inside, turn again, go inside, like this. So hope you've understood the motion each player has to follow in Chauka Bara. This is the movement that they'll follow. Now let's say this player had already started moving and in my next turn I again got an 8. I can choose to bring in another player in the game. Because I got an 8, I can choose to bring in the next player also. Okay. Now what will happen if let's say I am here and the other team member also lands over here. In that case, the other team member captures me, which means that they will send me back to my home square and they will remain there, okay. Now, in order to reach moksha point, it is compulsory that any of your team members need to capture opponents at least 1 player. That is one condition. Second condition is when you are reaching, let's say I am here, okay, the player is here and they have to reach the moksha point. They have to get exact 2 to get to the moksha point. If they get a 3 or a 4, that will not work. They have to get exact 2 to reach the moksha point. When all 3 of your members reach the moksha point, you will become the winner. Now few more things we need to check on this game is that on the board you will see these special points. You see this Chakravyuh point here. On the Chakravyuh point, let's say if this player has landed, then they will have to miss their next turn. If let's say they would have landed on the blessing point, okay, they have the chance to move either 4 turns ahead or they can roll 1 more time. If they would have landed on this curse point, in that case they would have to move behind by 3 steps. Now let's say this moves behind by 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. But here there's opponent's players already there. So does it mean because this has landed here, does it mean it's going to capture the other player? No. You came here because of a curse. So you cannot capture this. You both will just stand here. Now let's say I was here. Another player of my team is here. I rolled a 2. Okay, on my Cori rolls I get a 2 and I also reach here. In this case, both of them will be called Tollu pawns. Okay, these Tollu pawns can move together. Okay, so next turn, let's say if I get 2, both of them will move 2 together. What happens if, let's say, the yellow player in his turn reaches here? Can they capture both the players and send them home? No. In this case, they will just be sent one step behind and not the they don't have to go back home. But when they come back one step, it says curse point. So now they will have to move 3 more steps behind. When you are moving behind or forward, follow your own track. You cannot go in someone else's track. The track that we explained you initially, you will be following your own track. What would have happened if these two players had rolled a 2? If they roll a 2 and instead of this player they decide to move ahead this player only, they become Gatti pawns. Gatti pawns become very powerful in the sense that if a single player lands on them, nothing happens. They will not be sent back even by one step also. This other player also had 2 players moving together, but they were Tollu. Tollu also, when they land on other players' Tollu pawns, nothing will happen. However, if the other player had Gatti pawns landing on another player's Gatti pawns, then yes, you have to go back by one step. Another benefit of Gatti pawns is that if, let's say, this player is behind them, this player is blocked. Now, if I move ahead by one step, then even if I get a 4, even if I get a 3, I cannot move ahead. I can max come ahead by one step only. So I am blocked. Now I will only move by the number of steps that are remaining. I cannot move my exact 3 now. So now after doing all this, whichever player is able to reach the moksha point first with all the 3 players, they become the winner.